A weird build to WrestleMania continues. The apparent upcoming heel turn of Sami Zayn, although they're already booing him. They're into Carmelo. They love Trick Williams. Referee was cursed. We'll see if his hand is okay in the future. Will the curse continue? The tag team division, obviously on Smackdown now, is a complete joke. What else? Randy Orton and Pat McAfee's heel turn. I know there's some fans that like it. I saw some people that thought I was being too critical, and they said, I loved what Pat said, or I agreed with what Pat said. That misses the point altogether. It's not even about what he said.
Yeah, we're supposed to say shit like the show sucks because we have no financial interest either way, but they're not really supposed to tell us that their show sucks on their own show when it sucks. Or just make it not suck. Don't call attention to that it does suck.
Yeah, don't send someone out there to do a speech about how bad things are at the same time you're raising the ticket prices. Because what does that say about your mentality? Let's raise the rates again. They're idiots. Go out there and tell them how stupid they are.
If they're trying to get the Attitude Era people back, right? Like, yeah, this is what we want to see, the Attitude. Well, then try bringing back Attitude Era ticket prices.
Yeah, let's see some titties.
There you go. Might as well.
Go all the way. Come on. If you're going to do it, do it. Attitude Era broke box office records. Set WWE up to become a publicly traded company. Made Vince McMahon a billionaire. Let's see what this does.
And it's been impossible to follow for 25 years. Yeah. And they finally... No, seriously, almost 25 years later, they finally hit another hot run and sell the fucking company to an even bigger goddamn conglomeration. And then they proceed to give us less than they ever have, practically, for more than they've ever charged.
And again, a lot of the problems go right to the creative team. Even if you think that Paul Levesque or his team are being overruled by anyone above them, it's not for every single thing on these shows. These shows are not really good right now. They're not building up anything right. And this one had less shit in the middle of it, but who cares about the Wyatts and the Solo Sikoa bunch fighting over a lantern? Nobody. So they need a real change creatively at the top, and I just don't know what that could be or who it would be or how it even would be possible. They just named another female head writer of Raw a few weeks ago we talked about, who had no experience in wrestling whatsoever. She just writes TV. She'll be able to write nice little funny segments where the guys pretend the cameras aren't there, because that's what we did in the Attitude Era. They had moved on. They had successfully moved on. They had the Bloodline. They had Cody Rhodes. They had wrestlers that weren't yet at the top that people were excited about, and they still are. But
things did seem more fresh when they changed Kevin Dunn out.
That's right, Leaf Fitting coming in.
Brought in Leaf Fitting and the new production. That felt new and good, and they had that going, and the box office records and the etc. But I know they can't. The only thing that they have been unable to control that we talked about earlier in the program, it was all of their problems with WrestleMania and all their problems in general, is the injuries. Everything else has been somewhat self-inflicted.
Yeah, that's a great example right there. Obviously, they didn't want nor expect Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to go down, or Seth Rollins to go down. And all of these things in the last 6 months or so have changed the booking plans they had, clearly. So you can't say that everything's been easy and they could have easily just done things. They had to be creative and come up with something. Instead, they came up with a bunch of masked guys hitting the ring and scurrying around. Like, this is where their minds are going to. It's like, okay, we have these problems. It creates an opportunity to do something good or special. Instead, they're going to bad wrestling ideas. I can't explain the deficiencies in this creative team or why they think this is what it should be, but this team, the creative team, Ed Koskey, Bruce Pritchard, the other random generic people, Throw Heyman in there, although Heyman's stuff still is better than everyone else's, but especially Paul Levesque. The creative team is creatively bankrupt right now. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get out of their own way, and they rely on boring old tropes of the Vince McMahon era that are dead.
Well, and see, with so many people being involved, now with the Danhausen thing, coming out and taking the tag in the tag match or whatever, all the things that we talked about they did, there's a semblance of an old wrestling angle in that if you had a tag team, a heel team that had wiped out one of the members of the babyface team, and there was this poor babyface in the ring that was getting just beat to death because they were just tagging in and out on him, and he was all alone. His partner had got hurt, but he didn't want to give up, and then you send the other top babyface out to jump on the apron and reach for the tag, and the people are up, and the referee looks like, okay, I'll okay this, and blah, 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 and he gets the hot tag, that type, and then you do an angle, and it's coming back for a big match or whatever, but just, that was the only old wrestling part about it was there. Danhausen gets on the apron to try to take the tag. Everything around it was completely showbiz and goofball and implausible, and just done on an underneath level with underneath guys for comedy's sake. And this was one of the sillier WWE television programs in a while, probably the worst one I can think of that I've seen in a while. But it's almost like that, you know, the fucking trampoline cowboy mentality somehow penetrated the WWE offices, and it's all done for comedy, and let's get anybody involved, and this is complete showbiz parody of wrestling, and mixed with we just want to do shit to shock people, whether it makes any sense or not. All of the worst parts of modern wrestling were what we got in this 3-hour extravaganza. That's just the point that I'm making.
Well, that was Smackdown.